Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here, time for your War Factory preview for the 8th of June. Let's boom this beach! Okay, so we got, let's see what Colonel Gearhart's got in store for us today. First things first, in terms of rewards, we're going to be seeing some iron, a little bit of stone, and some proto parts. So hopefully that helps you out. So let's look at the layout. The right side of the beach is a little bit clear. You could drop some greens just below these factory supplies and do some farming if you needed to, and you could get sort of like those top 3 tiers, 30,000 iron, fuse, and what is that, capacitor or something. The bottom side of the beach is all covered by rocket launchers and lasers, but that's okay. And then let's have a look at the core. So we've got 644k on the core. Radio. So warriors, there'll be a ton of shocks. I wouldn't suggest that unboosted. We're going to go AZ. I think we can go for the solo, and we'll see how that goes. These mines aren't maxed, so I'm not planning on clearing any mines with GBE, maybe with Zukas. We'll see. And these rocket launchers are all going to be in range because I want to rush from sort of around this boom cannon. So I'm going to flare above it and then flare the core sort of as we're straddling it. And then I want to do universal remote on one of these cannons. So I'm going to tag them both because just in case I have enough GBE for the second UR. So do use UR. That's going to take the machine gun fire and rocket launcher fire. It's got 50,000 health. So that damage is all good with the that health is all good with the amount of damage that's going to be coming around. It should last a wee while. This boom cannon's going to wreck it though. Just wondering if we should. Because the other option would be a critter shock, sort of critters on the cannons and shocking the 3 machine guns, and that would, and the mortar and the shock launcher. How much would that be? That would be 44 GBE after flaring the core. Shouldn't need battle orders. Sort of second guessing that UR plan now. I might give it a go just so you guys can see if it works. If we can afford critters, I might throw them as well. So critters and 2 shocks would be 8 plus, what's a shock, 7, and we'll give it a go. So we're going to do a 2 smoke landing. We're going to have to do an adjusted flare at the bottom. Actually no, we should be able to flare straight up. So nice high flags, and then we'll flare up, flare the core, UR, 2 shocks, critter and 2 shocks. That's the plan. Let's see how it goes. Let's get straight into it. So an option, just before we jump in, an option is to bring Sparky, maybe use a barrage to tag these 4 rocket launchers, or depending on where you want to go actually. If we were going to that same spot, you'd probably want to UR basically all 6 of these. Wouldn't worry about these ones, but all 6 of these rocket launchers, you could UR them individually. Just remember that when these lasers fire at those rocket launchers, they're going to fire straight through, and they might clip Sparky, even though you re-smoke. So you just re-smoke, get a bunch of rocket launchers, even if you can get 3 in one hit. So normal UR and then do a double smash if you can do that. Double smash just being select UR and then just smash that button so that as soon as Sparky comes out of smoke and does the first UR, you can do the second one. And that'll save you this rocket launcher shock anyway, and then you could do it with just straight 3 shocks, 1 on the machine gun, 1 on the shock launchers and 1 on the mortars, and that would work out quite well. Same path and all of that. You could also do UR on the 2 shock launchers, and they should still go down because there's plenty of snipers and everything. Once you've taken those down, you could do a critter shock, like we were talking about before on the machine guns and the mortars, or you could use UR. So there's a few plans there. Some of those would work. You could also go above, but between the boom cannon and cannon, but it's obviously more GBE. So calculate your GBE, make sure it's all going to work. And here we go. So first things first, we're going to get an art on those cannons so that our UR has something to grab onto. Going to go for 2 smoke landing, a little bit of a peak there, didn't work out too badly, and then we're going to flare above, a little bit of a peak out the back, and by a little bit of a peak I mean a huge peak. It's not gone great, but we still have a few Zukas, so we should be okay. And I've missed those ones. That's really annoying. So definitely watch your pathing. Oh my. This is not going particularly well. We still got enough for another shock, so we'll shock over here. Those critters have disappeared really quick, and so has that cannon. But that's okay. Get a UR on that cannon. Not going to happen quick enough. Come on, one more shot, no! So it's pretty close. You saw how long the cannon survived. So keep that in mind when you're doing your attack. So we did lose all our Zukas. We were unboosted with all the Zukas. We managed to get the universal remote on the second cannon there. 48,000. It's okay. Let's have a look at the replay. We're just going to bite it out to finish. So we're going to switch over to some riflemen. It'll only take a minute to load up one of those, and then we'll be able to do a bite attack without even spending any diamonds. So let's have a quick look at that replay. Oh, no, wrong one. Sorted it out. Here we go. Alright. So you'll see the smokes were a bit slow because it takes because our gunboat is all the way on the other side. When we did throw our smoke, it took a little while for it to drop. So ideally we wanted to drop them both at the same time and then drop our flags really quick. So that first smoke needed to be further left, just because we're using that far left side of the beach and we're flagging really high. So Sparky was covered and we didn't really need her covered. We needed the smokes to be further left so we could cover this whole boat. And then as we came up, should have smoked further down, but I was trying to be a bit cheeky. And you'll see that as soon as that smoke expired, lost a ton of Zukas from the splash from the rocket. And then you can see the path here. It's probably better, if you can afford the extra flare, to flare like just to the right of this boom cannon where the majority of those Zukas are, like not touching it but just to the right, and then that way when you flare up they'll be a bit more predictable. You shouldn't have these left ones going left of the sniper towers, I believe. And then a few Zukas managed to go and find this mine, which we were okay with because it wasn't maxed, but we didn't cover the extra little gap there. Then we flared the core, used universal remote, and then we did critter, shock, and then we still had enough for another shock. So if we had done that shock earlier, the machine guns wouldn't have destroyed the critters as quickly. And then we only just got enough GBE for that second UR after the first one had gone down. So we unfortunately couldn't do it early enough to cover some of that rocket fire that would have given us a bit more firepower to take it out. So that's a bit unfortunate, but there you go. So let's just tidy it on up. You could still do the same attack with just critter and 3 shocks. So critters on the machine guns, shock the mortar, critter on the machine gun, shock the machine guns, and then shock the mortars and shock launchers. But that's all good. 43k on the core, so we'll just go with a few barrage, an artillery, and some medkits. And there you go, War Factory preview is complete. You can take brick up there if you can afford the GBE to sort of protect yourself with critter and 3 shocks or 4 shocks. If you can shock those rocket launchers, you'll be able to do them all in 1 shock. So that'll do for today. Let me know in the comment section down below how you went, if you did it any differently, if you've got any ideas for how I should do War Factory next week. And give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more Boom Beach. Yeah.